Hello, 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 people. How are you? How are you? How are you? I do hope that this video will reach you guys in great health and strength, filled with lots of love, joy, peace, and happiness, and all of the amazing and wonderful and blessed things that life has to offer. I do hope you and your families are in great spirits and just know that God loves you. God loves us. Anyway, this video today is going to be obviously a talking video, and today I want to talk about dealing with depression because of all that's going on in the world. And I know that there's a lot of depressed people out there. I know that depression is something that everyone at some point in their lives has had to deal with. I am included, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it also because of how tremendous suicide is in Guyana. If no one has known, or if you haven't really been paying attention, the World Health Organization did a report last year, September, and Guyana was listed as the number one country, I believe, amongst the countries that they have surveyed, that holds the record for the most suicide. And I know that depression has a very big part to play in terms of people that feels like, this is the best route for me to take because I can't deal with life. It's so much going on, woe with me, and all these kind of things. So I just wanted to talk about it and hope and share what I am doing to help me deal with um, my depressed state of mind at times. So if you want to hear more of what I have got to say, please continue watching this video. And again, I do hope this is just so that I can help. I want to help others and also help myself, and so continue watching. All right. Depression, to me, it is one of those issues that each and every one of us on the face of this earth, on God's green earth, has had to face at some point in our lives. And if anyone says that they have never been depressed, they are lying, they are in denial, and that's not good. However, depression, it comes from various places in our lives. It can be from our finances not being where we want it to be. It can be within our personal lives, relationships wise, whether it's friendships or husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, that kind of stuff. People not really caring about what they're doing, that's really hurting our feelings, and that can make a person feel like they're not good enough. It can also come from us being too hard on ourselves, where we set certain goals for our lives, and you set a time frame. By this age I want to achieve this, or I want to achieve that, and then you get to that age and what you set for yourself has not been achieved, and you tend to beat up on yourself, and you feel as though I'm not good enough, I have no place or purpose in this world, and it can make one slip further and further and further down that depressed avenue, and it is not good. But I feel like it's something that's inevitable. But it is one of those issues that we can overcome, and I just want to share. I'll share quickly my story, and I'll also share some tips that I have been using that has been helping me to get over being depressed. I have never been to a doctor for them to diagnose me and tell me that I am depressed and they need to prescribe pills for me to use that will help me to battle it. As an individual that pays attention to who you are, you know when you're not feeling yourself. You know when something is not right. And I personally feel like pills and all those kind of things do not help a person that is battling depression, because it is not a physical matter. It is more of a spiritual thing. Because who we are, this body that you see here, this is just a physical body. But who I really am is a spirit. And when your spirit is wounded, it only takes, to me, in my opinion, and from what has helped me, it only takes a lot of prayers to help, in praying to God and asking God to heal your wounded spirit, to heal your broken heart, and all these kind of things, to help you to get back to being that person that you once was. So like I said, I don't know if you watched my Get Ready With Me video. It's a 40-minute long video, and if you haven't checked it out, I will link it down below so you can see what I was talking about. But in that video, I mentioned that when I first moved over to the United States, I had been through some very tumultuous issues in my life, within my family structure, and I didn't elaborate much on what it was because it would have been very long. But if you really want to know my story, just let me know, and I would love to share it so that I can help others. But like I said, I have been through some really tumultuous things that I've never endured in my life prior to moving over here, and I did not know how to deal with anything. I was in high school at the time. I was in the 11th grade, and it was like overnight. All my whole life changed, and to me it changed for the worse. And at that time, instead of me being vocal about my feelings and how I was, how all of this was making me feel, I internalized all of my feelings. I used to, in the mornings before I went to school, I used to have to go like half an hour early because I would have to go speak with the school's psychologist or psychiatrist, because they knew what was going on in the home. And I remember not being very open with them because I felt ashamed. I used to blame myself a lot for everything that was occurring. I felt like I was the one that was at fault. It was something that I did that was wrong, that made this individual in my family to want to abuse me. And at that point, I slipped. I was becoming depressed, like very depressed. I started to cry a lot. Prior to me moving over here, I was never the crier. I mean, life in Guyana, my life there wasn't peaches and roses. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. It was a great life. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but my mom ensured that my life was, she ensured that life was comfortable enough for myself and her. And prior to moving here, it was just so much, and I didn't know how to deal with all these emotions that was going on. I was feeling happy at one time. I was feeling sad. I was feeling confused. I was feeling hopeless. I was all these bad emotions, and I didn't know how to deal. So I went through high school. I finished school. I finished school late because I lost interest in school. I lost interest in wanting to wake up in the morning and all these kind of things. I did, like in my Get Ready With Me video, I did mention suicide. I had thought about that and all these things. And I, thank God, I finished school, and I didn't go to college right away. I didn't feel the need to go to college because, when you're in a depressed state of mind, you see no hope in life. You see no purpose for being alive. You see no purpose of wanting to do anything because you don't feel like you matter in this world. And that's how I was feeling. So I took a whole year off before I went to college. And I traveled to Guyana a lot. I used to go home and spend months, 3 months, 2 months, all the time with my family and stuff, because I was trying to escape all of the bad that was around me. And again, I didn't speak much about what was going on with me. I made myself available for friends that was going through stuff, and I would give them advice on and helping them, trying to help them deal with their issues, and completely putting myself on the back burner. And as I went through life and as I got older, because I didn't face these problems, I brought them over into my adult life. And it was some days I would, wake up completely out of it. I didn't know why I was alive. I would cry. I would be crying like from the bowels of my soul, from the depths, the deep part of my soul. I would cry and I would say, God, why am I here? Why do you have me here on this earth? What is my purpose? Look at all these things that has happened to me. What did I do that was so wrong that you allowed these bad things to happen to me? I lost friends. I don't smile anymore. I wasn't smiling anymore. I didn't want to talk to anybody. My mom, the closest person to me, I pulled myself away from her. I wouldn't talk to her about nothing. I would get mad at her for no reason at all, because I'm mad at myself. I'm upset. I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm sad. My emotions are going up and down, up and down. And I tried to do all kinds of things. I tried the partying thing. I tried going places, going out, just to escape what was going on in my mind, all the while not facing the problems head on. I remember one time I was home by myself, and it's like, these thoughts popped into my mind, and I knew where they came from. I knew that there's a devil out there that wants to kill, to steal, and to destroy us. So I knew that the bad thoughts were coming from him, but I was listening to it, and I started to feel so bad. I was home one day, and I called my godmother in Guyana, and I was crying and crying, and I couldn't get my words out, and she was like, Jay, just calm down, and tell me what is going on. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't like how I feel. I want to die. Oh my gosh, I want to die. Can you pray for me? And I was talking to her, and she prayed with me, and she calmed me down. And let's just fast forward to a couple years ago. I was talking to my god sister, and we were reminiscing about that time, and she was like, Mom and Dad was wondering, what is wrong with this girl? What is going on with her? And I was telling her, I was like, girl, I was in such a dark place in my life. You don't know. It's you'll have no idea where I was. Anyway, so what I did throughout those years was I completely isolated myself from everyone. I I don't know. I just was dealing with everything in my mind, and some mornings, like I said, I would wake up crying, feeling completely out of it, feeling unworthy, feeling unloved, feeling not cared for, feeling like I don't matter to anybody. All the while, I have my mom here. She is doing everything that she can to make me feel as loved as possible. And I still wanted to do bad things to myself, because that's what depressed people do. When we're in that state of depression, you just, no matter what, nothing seems to feel good enough. You still completely beat yourself up about the most minute things that may occur. All the while, 95% of the time, everything is actually going really good for you. But that 5% that is not going good, that is what makes you feel not good enough, unworthy. And that's how I was feeling. But there's some things that I've done that some tips that I've used that has helped me to um, I'm getting back to being the person that I once was, and I just wanted to share those tips with you guys in hopes that whoever watches this video, they are feeling the way that I have once felt, and they don't know how to deal with it. I just hope and pray that this will help you guys out. So this is what I have learned. When you are feeling really, really down and out, I have come to the realization that crying, it is okay to cry. A lot of people have told me, "Oh, you're so emotional. You're always crying. You're this, you're that," and I'm like, sometimes it would make me feel bad. It would make me feel as though something is wrong with me. But I realized that, you know what? We're human. I'm a human being. I do have a heart. I do have feelings, and it's a lot that I've endured in my life. It's a lot that a lot of people have endured in their lives, and those people that are speaking to you and telling you you're too emotional and you're too this and you're too that, they really don't understand what you're going through. They haven't walked in your shoes. So I'm here to tell you guys, I feel it is okay to cry. If you feel like crying, go into your room, bury your head in the pillow, and you cry it out. Cry it out, because when you cry it out, it's amazing how you feel afterwards. And also, tears are a language. Sometimes when we can't explain ourselves, sometimes when we can't express our feelings to God, and you cry, He understands those tears. He understands the language that silent language that you are speaking through your tears. He understands, because He knows where they're coming from. So it's okay to cry. It is okay to cry. You cry it out, and I can assure you, you're going to feel a lot lighter after that. Again, find someone that you completely trust, and also writing. Get you a diary. Go to a Barnes and Nobles or Walmart or somewhere and get you a diary and write down every single thing that you feel. Every thought that pops into your head, just write it down. Write it out. Write it out and get it out. Find someone that you trust. It could be your mom, your dad, a close cousin, a close friend, or something that you can confide in, that would not judge you, that would not think that, oh, you again, girl? Something always wrong. Don't stay away from people like that. Find someone that is always willing to give you a lending ear or give you a shoulder to lean on, and talk to them. Tell them how you're feeling. And speaking does help. Getting those feelings off of your chest, it really does help a lot. And it also makes you feel as though there is someone out there that does love you and does see you as a priority to them. So speaking and writing does help a lot. Write in a diary, write in a journal, just journal all of your thoughts down, and I can assure you that you're going to feel lighter and lighter and lighter. I found a hobby. I got myself into making videos. Videos like this and videos like about Diana and stuff. That is helping me. Also, what I do, I go for walks and stuff like that. I go in the afternoon times. I usually will go to the waterfront over here and just enjoy the beautiful amazingness of God's creation. I also write a lot of poetry. I write poetry a lot. I write songs. I do sing and things of that nature, and that helps me to it helps me to move further away from those bad thoughts or reminiscing on things that may have occurred in my past. So get you a hobby. Find something that you really like. Could be craft stuff, craft related. It could be cooking. It could be doing hair. It could be doing makeup. It could be just traveling or going to see someone, or just get you a hobby and something that's good. Okay, something that's good. and that will help you as well. It would also make you feel as though you have a purpose in this life. I am a music person. I love music. Like I said, I do sing, I do write songs and stuff like that at times. But I do listen to a lot of music. When I was younger, I think I was the it thing. I used to listen to a lot of dancehall and stuff, but I don't listen to that. I listen to mostly gospel music because it speaks more to my spirit, and it helps to heal the world, because they're singing about Christ, and they're singing about the love of Christ. And I feel like gospel musicians are, their music is more stuff that I can relate to. It helps to heal me. It's helping to heal me, heal my spirit. Listen to music. I would recommend the gospel. There are a couple of gospel artists that I listen to that I thoroughly enjoy. Jonathan Butler is one. I listen to Phil Wickham. I listen to music by Chris Tomlin, Tasha Cobbs. I mostly love prison worship, so that's what I listen to. And there is a online radio that's broadcasting from Brooklyn, and it's on the TuneIn app, and the radio station is called Power of Worship. And at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, 9 to 12, there is a program with the evangelist Anton. His name is Anton, and it is an amazing program. I will post the link down below so you guys can check it out. I found myself listening to, for the past year and a half or so, I found myself listening to a lot of Christian apologists, preferably Ravi Zacharias. I've mentioned him before. I really love him. I love his story. He talked about how he came to Christ. He came to Christ on a bed of suicide. He was born in India, and he was also depressed and very hopeless, and he tried to commit suicide, and it didn't work, but he ended up in the hospital, and that is how he found Christ. And from then to now, he has been a tremendous help to a lot of people all over the world. He travels all over the world preaching and teaching about Christian apologists, defending Christ, and I listen to him a lot. Through him, I found out about C.S. Lewis, so I have some of his books here that I have to start reading. And also through Ravi Zacharias, I found other Christian apologists and pastors that I do listen to that has helped a lot. The late Miles Monroe is very tremendous. If you don't know who he is, you better check him out. He was very, very good at what he did, and he loved the Lord a lot. So that is what I do. That has been helping me a lot. Again, to touch on Ravi, he speaks on more in-depth topics, real deep stuff, and it has been helping me a lot. So check him out. Also, like I mentioned, surround yourself with people that are going to be there for you when you are feeling up, when you are feeling like they understand that you're going through something, and you're trying to get out of that state of mind that you're in, and they are willing to work along with you and help you. You need to surround yourself with people like that. You don't need the people around you that will be like, oh, every time you come around they roll their eyes, or they have this aura about them like they don't you again. You don't need people like that around you, because it makes you feel worse. So pray. If you don't know how to find, sorry, my window's open. If you don't know how to find friends like that, also pray and ask God to send the right kind of friends in your life, the right kind of people in your life that would help to push you, and that will help that will pray with you, to get out, to overcome this problem. Okay, so that's what I have done, and I hope that those tips help you guys. I think this is the end of the video. I do hope and pray that this video does help whomever comes across it and you are feeling depressed, you don't know how to deal with it, I pray and I hope and pray that my tips will help you guys out, because I don't want I really want us to overcome this, and I am overcoming it by the blood of the Lamb. God is helping me daily, 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 and I actually feel the growth. I actually feel lighter, because when I was in that dark place in my life, I felt the weight of the world on my shoulder. I felt, like I said, I felt unwanted, unloved, hopeless. I felt it all, and God is helping me. It has been years. It has been a very long time, but I know that Rome wasn't built in a day, and um, like my mom said, one day of God's favor is worth 1,000 years of, or years, 10 years of stress and trials. And all it takes is for God to move once, and once God speaks, nothing or no one can make him take it back. So give it some time and be consistent. Just pray, just every day, every day. It doesn't have to be no long special prayer with big words, and you have to use fancy words and all these things to get God's attention. It's just as simple. He said, if you can humble yourself as a child and come to him, he will hear you. So that's all you have to do. Prayer and the following tips get you a hobby or different hobbies, and get you great friends, reading the word, reading the Bible. Well, that has helped for me. Reading the Bible, writing down your thoughts, journaling, and listening to the right kind of music. Alright, so again, I hope this video does help, and thumbs it up if you like. Leave a comment down below. Tweet me. I'm gonna put my Twitter over here somewhere. Tweet me. I do have a Facebook page, but I can't remember the password, so I have to make a new one. So I will see you soon in another video. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for my subscribers that have been with me for so long. Hello to my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Don't be strangers. And for the people in Ghana, I know suicide is a very, 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 very big issue there, especially amongst the males in like the Burbies, more in the countryside. That's where it's very prevalent, and I hope and pray that this video will reach there and someone will see it and they will take my advice. Alright, so I will see you guys in another video very soon. I love you so much. God loves you. God loves us. Oh my gosh, he loves us so, so, so much. I can't even begin to stress on how much he loves us. But I will see you soon. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. I hope your families are blessed. Love you so much, and see you later. Bye. Bye.